Hello, Azeweeb. How's it going? Alright, I can hear myself on the Twitch stream, which means we should be good to go, and YouTube stream is up. Okay. Hello, everybody. How's it going tonight? I cannot help but notice the distinct lack of my goat on the stream start screen. I know, it really is a front and a slight to Odile's greatness. The only problem is that my semester started and I immediately stopped having the free time for anything. Ooh, God, I gotta remember how to pin messages. Here, cause I need to add the Silk Song disclaimer. Manage stream. How do I pin? Ah, here we go. So if we go, I just have to go to a different method of chatting. For some reason, the mini one doesn't work. As with my last stream, please, please no Silk Song conversations. Unable to pin? Are you fucking kidding me? There we go. Okay, so here's the deal with this fucking, did CD get it? Pinned by CD, is CD here? What the fuck? So, here's the issue. No, I'm not sick. Alright, never saw ya. I have not gotten very far into Silk Song and cannot get very far into Silk Song. I am going through a bit of a brutal semester right now. And so I am very, very short on free time. And I will discuss the ramifications of that as dog, I was trying to lurk, but you were so incompetent, I had to make my presence known for Skong spoilers, because I am also not far. Alright, Ace and me are on the same page. Let's go. Alright, see you in a bit, CD. I don't see a username, just the chat message. Spurk's got the right idea. Alright, so, yeah. Here's the deal. No Silk Song content discussions at all. If it is a general statement about the game that pertains not at all to its actual contents, that is fine, but probably just steer clear from Silk Song to be safe. Because again, I have not played much of it. I only have very limited opportunities to play more, and I would rather, like, I've been very good about being on as little social media and internet as possible to avoid spoilers. Part of that's because I'm so busy with other shit that I can't, but, like, the game is good but super fucking hard. I'm like 2 hours in right now. I don't think I haven't really felt like it's gotten super hard yet, but I'm excited because I'm actually super pumped for the challenge. But yeah, no. Between hello, Amy. Actually, before I forget, let's do this on YouTube as well. And then we will pin this message. So yes, for Amy who just got here, we've got moratorium on Silk Song discussions because I've played literally 2 hours of it so far, and I've no, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Anyways, yes, between fucking, yeah, I gotta be honest, I feel like I have aged multiple months over the last, like, week and a half, and so I have plenty of yapping fodder for tonight, when the game was still easy. in Silksong, Hornet does stuff. This is the kind of shit I expected from my chat. I expected this from you all. But I trust you all to not actually spoil anything about the game. So, with that said, I'm gonna put a cap on Silksong discussions for now. Moving on to more administrative stuff, I might loop back down to, I might loop back around to Silksong in just a second here. As I have said, I am like insanely busy right now. I will be yapping about my 2-credit hour lab class that is taking 20 hours of my time every week. Don't you worry. We'll get to that. We will fucking get to that. But, the gist of that is that I am just ludicrously low on free time for just about anything. And at the moment, I am splitting that between trying to stream, trying to play Silksong, and trying to finish the next goddamn fucking main episode that I promised you all like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Zero progress has been made since the semester started. Other than I did mostly finish the thumbnail, but that's about it. So, the gist of what I'm driving at here is that, on top of the fact that, on top of... I see that joke, Hayes. I love that one. Fucking, I was loving the Hollow Knight Silksong, the Silksong Reddit in the days leading up to Skong. The point I'm trying to drive at here is that streams are probably going to be more sporadic, more inconsistent, and more just when I have time for them. And in line with that, I will probably, like, when I announce stream schedule, I will give you all what I'm hoping for. I think the expectation, at least for me, and I'm hoping to communicate this to you all, is that at least 1 or 2 of those will drop every week. And I'll try and announce them ahead of time when they do, but I won't always be able to. Thursdays are actually a decent day for me because most of my work is due on Wednesdays. So by the time Thursday comes around, I don't have anything like immediately on my plate. So the idea right now is Tuesday D&D, Celeste on Thursday, Persona on Sunday. With that in mind, I'm as committed as I can be to doing a Persona stream on Sunday since we skipped this last week. Can't promise it, but I'm committed as I can be. And I believe as long as I'm on top of getting my lab notebook done, the Empire's D&D session next Tuesday is basically a shoo-in. That is as far as I'm going to say on stream schedule stuff for now. So that is, I just want to set that sort of baseline expectation. We are getting pretty close to the end of Persona 3 Reload. Very excited for that. And depending on where I am with everything else, when Persona 3 Reload ends, there's like 3 different things that I might do when it ends. If I am done with my casual playthrough of Silksong by that point, I might start streaming like I'm assuming that there's some sort of like Steel Soul challenge mode in Silksong. And so if I am done with my casual playthrough by the time that I'm done with Persona 3 Reload, I will probably just immediately switch over to start doing like Silksong challenge content. If I am not done, I will probably start either Blueprints or Yakuza 1. That's the kind of general plan right now. Yeah, go ahead. Chill about your favorite puzzle game. Unless your favorite puzzle game happens to be Silksong, in which case please do not chill. I didn't know Silksong was a puzzle game, but if your favorite puzzle game of all time is Silksong, please don't say anything about it yet until I'm done with it. That should take care of most of my preamble stuff. As I've said, I have a lot to yap about tonight. I've got many music tangents. Every game is either rhythm or puzzle. In that case, I guess I'd say Silksong. Ooh. the combat of Silksong has got some rhythm to it. But like, I think the combat of Silksong has some rhythm to it, but I think basically the entire rest of the game is more like puzzle oriented. And now have nothing to talk about. I'm so sorry, Amy. I would actually love to talk about Silksong if it weren't for the fact that I have played 2.2 hours. I'll get back on it. I'll get back on the grind. I had some shit went down over the past week, and I will talk about that just while I'm practicing and warming up, but yeah. All right, so to the actual content of tonight's stream. We're back on 5B Golden. Honestly, what I am probably going to do is like get through 5B Golden and then switch back to Strawberry Jam. I have realized this very quickly. There is a very good reason why I kind of stopped trying to do Golden Berries mid-semester. And it's because I am often short on time and more stressed. And a lot of the like just ambient stress for me it means I don't perform as well when I'm trying to do Golden Berries. So once I am done with 5B Golden, we will be switching back to Strawberry Jam to do the red advanced levels. I think that's where we're at right now. That is the plan. That is the current plan. In the interest of that, I am hoping to make some good progress with this Golden Berry tonight. Admittedly, it's been over a week since the last time I played, and I wasn't really playing very well back then, so I'm not the most hopeful about tonight, but I'm hoping that if I can keep things going and keep things consistent, we'll get there eventually, even if it has to take a little longer than it should. So what we will do is we will go for a full checkpoint deathless practice for the first like hour or so of stream, and then I'll move on to attempts. I will also say I very well may not stream like a full like 3.5 hours tonight. In fact, I know I won't stream more than 3 because that would put me past 11. I might stop even earlier than that if I'm starting to get worn out or exhausted. Bear with me right now. I want to stream as much as I can this semester, but there's only so much I can do with this fuck-ass lab class, which I will be yapping about shortly. I might wait for CD to do that because CD likes the school tangents. But yes. That all this said, all together, it is time to actually get started playing some Celeste. So let's hope that... Cool. I found a trick to make it a little bit more consistent that Celeste actually shows up on screen. But, yeah. Alright. So. It's time. God, it feels weird to be back. Wow, why is my streaming output so fucking low? YouTube says we have a good connection, so I'm gonna say we're probably fine. Yeah. Frames go up when I'm not, like, being still, so that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Let us hope that I remember how to do all of this. Anyways, look up for my... Oh, I see that. I will, when I have a quick break, I'll take a look at that. Okay. There's one death. I remember this room. It's pretty... I do not much care for this room. 5B music is pretty goated, I'm not gonna lie. This song is great. Yeah, it's gonna take me a second to get the movement here back. There we go. Maybe we should do some individual practice on that room. I feel like that might be smart. Okay, you do need to be somewhat higher on that walk. I think I've had that problem a few times at this point, yeah. Okay. Definitely a little off on the timing on that first one. How are we doing this? Yes, we go up here next. God fucking damn it. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Saved it. I promise the key went over there. What the fuck? I call that the mappy rune because it looks like a mappy bonus. What is a mappy bonus level? Am I just losing it? Ooh, and then this one you gotta be careful about timing that right there. Okay. Yep, basically exactly the rooms that I remember being troublesome have been troublesome. So what are we doing here? Like that, I think. Like that. Like that, like that. Yes. Up and over. No, hell nah. Hell nah. Fuck that. Okay. Okay, cool. So, we're gonna restart chapter now. I'm moving left and right with good timing to go through gaps in the wall. Oh, I see, I see. Alright, I'm gonna look up this down the bun burrows. Interesting. The buns, you have to capture them. Think outside of the bun burrow or get outsmarted by bunnies in this cute path-finding puzzle-based game. Interesting. Do you mind explaining like how the sort of like gameplay loop works on that one? Fake. It is addicting. So what type of puzzle game is it, I guess? It said like pathfinding? Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit of like individual level practice here. Just to like refamiliarize myself with a few of these rooms that have historically been kind of a sticking point for me. Okay. Oh wait, I meant to keep going there. Okay, well, you know what, y'all? There's a very quick and easy solution to this. And you know what it is? To do that on purpose. Come on. Sokoban-like, except instead of pushing bosses, you're trying to capture cover. Okay, so I must confess, I also don't know what Sokoban-like means. Okay, I'm kind of getting into a rhythm with that. I mean, once I actually start trying to do runs with that, it's probably going to completely fall apart, but you know. Imagine doing the key setting instead of doing the reverse super off this. I can do the reverse super off the Switch. It's the other skip that you have to do that's the one that I didn't learn how to do. Okay, I actually can't watch today's stream. That is A-okay, Amy. Go take care of whatever it is you need to. Or if you're just going to sleep, that's fine too. Don't worry, I will be back. Hopefully not. I'll hopefully be more consistent than I have been. That's all I'll say. Woo! Very close on that one. Actually, let's keep doing this room a few times, because this one does provide issues sometimes. Alright, bye-bye. Have a fabulous evening, Amy. Okay, that was just me being stupid. Okay, we're gonna call that good, even in spite of the me being stupid one. With grid-based movement? Okay, I kind of feel like I know what you're talking about with the grid-based movement thing, even though I have not played either of those games. I will confess, y'all, my style of gaming tends to be playing, like, a small number of games a lot, if that makes sense. Definition of dedication. Okay, let's not do that. Okay. It's just earlier than I usually think of it as being. Alright, we're gonna restart chapter and go back to doing full segment practice now. And there's definitely one room in particular in those final, in those final two checkpoints that I'm going to do some practice on. Nice! Passport application, big W! What do you, if you don't mind me asking, and totally no worries at all if you can't say, but, what are you, applying for a passport for? To update my name and stuff? Ah, gotcha. Alright, cool. Yep, makes sense. I was just wondering if you were getting it for, like, a specific trip or something like that. I'll officially be on a list. Uh-oh. Ooh. Let me go like that. Ah! That was going so well. And then I lost the timing on this bitch right here. There it is. Cool. So that was only one room. Just don't lose the timing, you're so right. As Hornet would say, get good. What's crazy? Hold on, let me take a look real quick. That's actually pretty fucking funny. Rest in peace, Singapore, I guess. Which piece of news? Which one? I assume I know which one you're talking about. Yep, that's the one. That's the one I thought. Absolutely insane for sure. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Get the key. Get the key, idiot. Come on. There we go. What the fuck was that? Shit. Okay, let's try that again. Other than that one really weird issue, that one really weird death, that was deathless. So in the interest of, no, I didn't want to save and quit. So in the interest of actually getting a chance to practice the rest of this level, I'm going to go ahead and, start from this checkpoint. Once again, goal is just one deathless run, though I am actually probably going to practice that final, it's the final room in this shit. Oh shit, I actually needed to refresh dash there. Okay, good to remember. Cool. Much better on the second run. But yeah, I'll probably actually just lock in for a minute and practice the movement on that final, that was strange, on that final room in this checkpoint. Don't climb up when getting aggroed. Wait for the seeker to come to you. I suppose that makes sense, yeah. There it is. Glad I got that on the first try that time. Does make me... Cool. Damn. I'm hitting this pretty consistently right now. Not too shabby. Huh, okay. Well, now let's see if we can get it in a run. Or a checkpoint run, I suppose. Actually, both. Definitely a little rough on the timing there, but it did work. Holy shit, that was first go. That was my first time attempting that entire thing as an entire chunk, and that literally just worked. Okay. Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we move on. Hello, CD. Mixmaster Theo. I totally forgot how the ending of that room worked. Damn. There it is. I think the audio's desynced a bit. Oh, hell nah. I cannot fix that error. I actually do not. If the audio is desynced, I actually don't know how to fix it. Sounds good to me. Okay. Damn. I don't know what to do in that case. I mean, you could try refreshing CD? I don't know. Oh, damn. I meant to dash up there. Oh, shit. Nah, it's definitely part of the stream. Yeah, I can't actually do anything about that. I'd have to hear it myself. There is a really nasty workaround I can use for that, but it requires a lot of, like... It requires a lot of finagling with settings. And so I can't do it, like, midstream. Here, when I have a sec, I'll go give the audio a listen, just so I know what you're talking about. What the f- Cringe. Cringe! Dash in the right direction, idiot. Boop. There we go. Not quite as good as the first run, but still not too bad overall. Damn, I shouldn't have grabbed it there. That would have been fine if I had just dodged. I was gonna see if I could grab it and then jump immediately. Oh shit! Okay, cool. It's damn unfortunate if the audio is doing that. Whoop. Cool. I think just that one death. Whatever the fuck that was. Don't die. Yep. Yep. I'm working on it. I'm working on it so much. You've never seen someone work on not dying so hard. some of those movie villains trying to get the immortality or whatever. I'm using the plot on my joke a little bit here. Ha, the fuck. Okay. I don't know what happened there. That was really weird. What the? Okay, I tried to pick up Theo and I grabbed the wall instead. So. Damn. That was cool. So that room right there seems to be the biggest sticking point at the moment. Ah, shit! Ah, shit! Okay, restart chapter. Let me go, give it a listen on, alright, I'm just gonna check this stream delay thing real quick, make sure I know what's going on. Where's Twitch? Okay. So, sorry if you all start hearing a bit of feedback because of this. Come on. How is this supposed to sound? I think it only makes a noise when you land, doesn't it? I'm not noticing it, CD. I'll trust that you're hearing it on your end, but I'm not noticing it on mine. I could be going crazy though. I mean, dashes make more noises here. Let's try. Here, yeah, let's try it with the dash real quick. Maybe? Maybe? I can't quite tell. Alright. I'll take your word for it that it's happening on your end, but I'm not really noticing it on mine. Meet my newest D&D NPC, Cheerio Timber, a dwarf who lost his leg to a 6-year-old is now a wagon driver for transportation. Interesting. I like that. that kid's name. George Washington. Joke so funny I messed up the dash direction. Alright, just the one death on that one again. Come on. So just to check, CD, you can still hear the delay? Cool. No! No! So close. I am gonna die like that in a run at some point, aren't I? Tabaxi casino dealer with a penchant for puns and wordplay. Wheel of Fortune. At least I wasn't actually playing this time, otherwise I would have goofed that up too. I would have goofed up there too. That was just such an early jump. Oh my god. Don't start messing up dash directions now. Nice little recovery on that one. God, okay, I really wanted to not have that work. One. I I saw the fucking Paramore out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, I'm in the business of misery. Alright, there we go. That's a deathless run. I heckin' love Paramore. Such a good band. Good thing I remembered to have that recovery. Not that it fucking mattered! I knew I was climbing too slowly there. Like, I took a pause because I was like, oh, I'm about to go too fast, and then I felt the pause last too long. Got the moon, druid, assassin, death, leopard. Really? Again? I don't know why I'm struggling with that some of the time here. Ooh, I thought I had messed up the timing there a bit. We were okay, though. Temperance dry spell the bartender. I gotta mark that. I think we have a pun bingo score. I gotta mark that down at this point. There we go. You can figure they all have something in common? A bunch of them have tarot cards in them. Wheel of Fortune, Death, Temperance. Those are all tarot cards. Not all of them though, because I don't. Is there a tarot card buried in Aisha Paramore, or is that one just a Paramore reference? And I also didn't see one in the first one, Cherry O'Timber. Lovers. Ah, Chariot. Yep. Okay, I see it. I see it now. I see, I see. The other ones were a bit more obvious, so I got those pretty quickly, but those two were a bit more subtle. So yeah, that's definitely pun category. I gotta mark that off. Ah, rats. Oh, is CD still around? CD showed up for a little bit, said that there was an audio delay issue, and then left. Because I was gonna do my school rant, but or my yeah. Well, I guess it's just a school rant. Yeah. Changeling NPC named Tara with 22 identities. Oh, love that. What? Okay, it's fine. Ah, there you are, CD. I was waiting for you to start ranting about school. I probably should say somewhat focused so I don't start losing a ton of runs super early. Like I am doing now. Anyways, how do I want to start this story? How do I want to start this story? So, I actually know a good place to start it. Last year, right, when I was, last year, or I guess last semester when I was signing up for classes, as part of my physics degree path, I have to consult with my physics mentor. I think, it might even be once a semester before I can actually start signing up for classes, because they want to check in on you and make sure you're taking the right classes to graduate on time, basically. Totally makes sense, but yeah, no, I have to do this meeting. And so I was doing this meeting, and my physics mentor warned me about this class. It's called, I can't remember the official name, but we call, I guess as colloquially we call it J-Lab, or Junior Lab. And it's basically an electronics and circuit building lab for physics students. So it's basically, because a lot of the measurement equipment we use is that sort of like, in that ballpark, analog, circuit based, and we need to know how to put these things all together in order to create our like good measurement apparatus. So that's kind of the point, I guess, of this class. And I was told at the time to prepare for this class because it was supposed to be a bit of a hefty one. Like it had a bit of a reputation. The class itself is worth 2 credits, and my physics mentor told me to prepare for it to be about 4 credits worth of work. And here's the thing. I've taken classes that are 4 credits worth of work. And they can be pretty rough. Well, they're not that bad. But yeah, no, I've taken classes that are 4 credits before. I've taken quite a few of them. And so I thought going into this, I knew what to prepare for. I knew I was like, all right, it's 4 credits. I know what to prepare for. Now, I was originally signed up for too many classes. I do this every semester, and I'm starting to think that maybe I shouldn't, because it shoots me on the foot more often than not. But what I often do every semester is I sign up for more classes than I intend to take. That way I can be a bit more picky and choosy about dropping one if I'm not vibing with a professor or how they've structured the class or what have you. That's usually that's usually how I approach signing up for classes. And so I was signed up for, technically speaking, I was signed up for 17 credits, which would only be 1 credit more than the most intense course load I've done so far. However, 2 of those, of course, were this junior lab. And I have to say, I feel like calling this a 4-credit workload is an understatement. Like, that's underselling it. Because I shit you not, I have been spending on the order of about 20 hours per week on this 2-credit class. It is not okay. It is actually so fucked up. I'm losing my mind over it because it's just like I actually, to be honest, I really liked both of the credit, like, cause I was signed up for 2 math classes with the idea of dropping 1, and I actually really liked both of them. Like, I thought both classes would be good to take. I was liking how the professor had structured the class. Like, I was chill with just about everything that was going on. Ooh, I need to be very careful here. Okay, there we go. And so I actually kind of wanted to try and take both of those classes. Ah, son of a bitch. Of course the one time I get to that spot in a run, then I fail it. Like, I don't think I failed that extended hyper even once in practice, and of course, the second I get there in a run, I fail it. By the way, that was a distance PB. or tied a distance PB. That was as far as I've ever made it in this level. But anyways, back to my lab rant. And so this class has been driving me fucking bonkers. Because the pre-labs for this class, the thing that you're supposed to do before you even get to the lab, these things have been taking me like 5 to 6 hours just to prepare for this lab. And the lab itself, they've only budgeted 3 hours a week for it, and it's been taking me closer to like 7 or 8, like 7 or 8 hours on these labs, which has given rise to my new personal favorite saying, they call me 007, 0 hours of sleep, 0 calories eaten, 7 hours in the lab. Like, this stuff is actually, like, driving me bonkers. Because on top of the 7 hours I'm actually spending in the lab, I'm spending a solid 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours on these pre-labs. And then there's always several hours beyond that of like finalization that I need to do in like putting together the lab notebook the lab notebooks to be submitted. Like I'm just like actually, so it's these, plus I've even like to speed up the lab process itself, I've even gone into my notebook and like written sentence stems for every single part. That way I literally just have to write down numbers. How did you do that? That's insane, CD. That's actually hilarious, though. We're gonna have to redo that. No, shit. Okay, we're good. What is it with me and having to redo this room in specific? Okay, I really YOLO'd that right there, and it worked. But I should not have done that. You should not have done that. A little AGR the Maybe Man PTSD for CD. But again, this lab class is actually driving me insane. Because I think I calculated out, and last week specifically, that won't necessarily carry over every single week, but last week in particular was 20 hours of total work on this fucking lab. And it's actually so bad. It's cutting into my Silk Song time. I can't have that. I cannot have that, y'all. I already dropped partial differential equations, y'all. And I still can't play Silk Song. God damn it. Weird ass rooms giving me trouble tonight. Some of the rooms are rooms I expected, but some of them are just, I don't know why it's happening. Like that one big vertical room, don't know why that's happening. And that room I just died on, don't know why I'm struggling so much. Like, I genuinely think, like, early in practicing, like, streams 1 and 2 on this level, I was not messing those up nearly as much, if at all. And I'm still on Hollow Knight. You're in the same boat as me. I've played 2 hours of Silk Song. It's so bad. Oh, mind you, like last week, I didn't even finish the pre-lab. I had to turn in the pre-lab undone. Oh, yeah, no. Thank you for taking that out of context, CD. Hello, top hat lady. Welcome in. I need to stop talking about Silk Song. I actually do. Though, it has come up, because my lab partner is also a big, like, Hollow Knight fan. And so we have a running gag at this point. Like whenever we're turning on, whenever we're like turning off our power supply to mess with our circuit, one of us will say, gotta turn off the power supply. We still need to play Silk Song. The implication being that we don't want to electrocute ourselves before we can get around to Silk Song. You know, the other funny thing about my lab partner, CD, is that they are a huge music theory and video game score nerd. And so they have been pointing out all of these little subtleties about the composition of various Hollow Knight and Silk Song tracks to me. Silk Song is fire. It is, at least the 2 hours I've played of it. Though I should mention, if you can see the top comment, and I know I'm breaking my own rule here at this point, but I am trying to, I have put a moratorium on Silk Song discussions. Mostly just like content discussions, because I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But yes, Hornet theme is frickin' great. You gonna do the speed tech in the room you keep dying? Probably not. I don't really know much of the speed tech. There's one bit. Oh my god, why? What is this? Why is that room like, why am I dying so bad? Leo is not schizophrenic for now. Thank you for your vote of confidence. I may eventually develop schizophrenia. But anyways, yeah, that's enough crashing out over my lab. Just know that lab is a big part of the reason why I will not be able to stream as much this semester. Yeah, I guess I don't explain that terribly well to a lot of new time viewers. I have this stream, I'm multi-stream onto both YouTube and Twitch, so bottom left chat, if you see that, that is the Twitch chat, and bottom right is YouTube. Is bottom right coming up? Can someone send a YouTube chat real quick? I want to make sure that bottom right is actually coming up on stream. Okay, it is. We're good. Because sometimes it just flat out doesn't. Sweet. Peak message. Thank you for testing that for me. On the idea for tarot, is there actually an aspect of the traveler, creator of the changelings? Oh, interesting. "70 hours in, starting to do expert levels." Expert levels in what specifically? I assume you're talking about Celeste, but... Wow, I actually made it through this room? Damn. Ah, fuck. There we go. Oh, thank you, CD. Thank you. To be honest, I've had to save a lot of runs, especially in that fucking vertical room. Driving me off the walls how much I'm failing that room right now. Can't figure out how to do chat. I'm using, so I actually do my streaming with a program called OBS, which is one of the most common ones. The chat is a widget that's built into a different program called Streamlabs. You can also stream through Streamlabs, but I don't like Streamlabs very much. And so I just use their chat widget because I think it looks good. But then for actual streaming purposes, I use OBS. That is not quite how I usually do that part right there, but it worked out in the end, so we're good. I use OBS, but I do kind of use both. Most of what happens goes through just regular OBS. It's just that if you set things up right, you can also use like Streamlabs widgets and just like use them as a browser source basically. That's been the best way I've found to set this all up. Because in my opinion, oh, what the hell? I thought I would grab onto the wall there, but I didn't. Yeah, I do think Streamlabs has a cleaner, better looking, with both. Again, my streaming output is all just going through OBS. I think I have an extra like OBS plugin that helps me multi-stream basically. But all of the actual streaming that I'm doing is going through OBS. It is just those chat. I basically just have Streamlabs set up to listen in on both of the chats and turn them into widgets, which then I add as a browser source in OBS. It's a weird little circumvention I had to do to get both of them working at the same time. I will say though, on the subject of how the actual runs are going, we are having a fair number that are dying, you know, fairly early on. But we are also having a good case in point. But we have also already gotten 2 runs into like the mirror section, which I think is good. That's for this early in the stream. That's decent rates. Oh, CD, I also had a bunch of music tangents to go on. I've been listening to a lot of music in my car rides and such. As you might imagine. I actually do, like, that is one cool thing, is that, with my daily commute now, there's just a solid chunk of time that I can set aside for, like, just listening to music, which means that I'm getting to more albums than I usually do. Yeah, commute is a great time for a new album. Before I get to new albums, though, oh my god! On the subject of albums I've already listened to, I have, of course, been listening to Toxicity by... I cannot with this room. I seriously failed that twice in a row. I have been listening to Toxicity by System of a Down more. Yeah, I actually think the C-sides are quite a bit of fun, Top Hat Lady. They're very, like, short and sweet challenges. Which I'm quite fond of the C-sides, because they are challenging. Each room is very challenging, but because they're only 3 rooms long each, they end up being a very manageable, bite-sized challenge that you can make progress on without like getting too bogged down, I feel. Some of the later ones are definitely very, very challenging, notably 7C and 8C, but I'd still say they're pretty fun on the whole. Oh, here, let me catch up on the EU core. I hear that sentiment echoed by a lot of people. I really like the design aesthetics of core, and I like some of the movement mechanics in theory, but I do not like a lot of the core movement mechanics in practice. Wow. Oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I actually got the fucking, the first boost, and then I... Alright, hold on. I gotta mark off some fucking... That was an egregious death by dashing in the wrong direction. I've had multiple death by reading chats. What else? We had some good puns earlier, too. Alright, we'll leave it there for now, though. Wait, where the fuck did Celeste go? Okay, we got it back. Alright, hold on. Tarot, aspect of the Traveler, the creator of the changelings in Eberron. They'll have to win their favor in order to learn the campaign's big secret, the location of Lady Ilmero's phylactery? I don't know what that means, but sounds cool. One of the ways they can win the Traveler's favor is by figuring out that the joke NPCs are connected without being told. I see. I'm gonna mute. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, toxicity by System of a Down. I started that tangent and then I didn't finish it. Not a ton more to say on this one, other than I am very much liking it, and I do want to like, double down on the opinion I stated earlier, which is that compared to, I mean, they're both metal albums, so they're both very energetic, but I'd say compared to their self-titled feels a bit more like broody, like wallowing in that like moodiness kind of thing, whereas the second album feels more like energetic, like all of that is being channeled into the song. It's being like pushed out and channeled. Sorry, I'm not making a ton of sense right now. The idea is, I think that tonally, the second album's maybe a touch brighter. It's a bit more like, yeah, it's a bit more energetic as opposed to the debut. Though I'd say maybe just slightly, I'm leaning towards preferring the debut right now. Though Prison Song specifically might be my personal favorite System of a Down song so far. Like, I just love that song so much. It's like both fun. It's both fun, and I really enjoy what that song is like driving at, I guess, if that makes sense. I messed that room up so bad. And I do like that the way that they chose to get their point across was to literally cite actual statistics in the song. I've mentioned a lot of this on stream before, but just to reiterate. Plus, it's a fun song. Like, it has a point, it is trying to get a point across, but it still manages to be, like, bouncy and driven and, like, to, like, channel that energy into something very pointed, which I very much enjoy. So, yeah, I think my current three favorite System of a Down songs are Prison Song, Soil, and, why am I struggling with the final one's name? Don't you ever get stuck in the sky? Don't you ever get stuck? Why am I struggling with the fucking... People, thank you. So I'm gonna say that those three are my favorite System of a Down songs at the moment. And a fake frickin' fan? Why is it... Oh. Leave me alone. I think I know what band you're talking about. I think I've said the name, but I'm like... Yeah, you might. There's a very good chance you might. Yeah. Oh, I started to say this. A very fun unintended byproduct of the fact that I'm listening to a lot of System of a Down now is that System of a Down has infiltrated my Instagram feed. And so I'm getting all of these actually pretty funny fucking memes about System of a Down. Like, there is this one comparing them to a lot of bands that are in that same, like, genre. And all of the other bands were like, I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. And then the System of a Down one shows, like, a bunch of fucking people dancing in a circle while Serge sings the fucking Banana Terracotta Pie song, which is a song that I've never heard before. Yes, I have. Yes, that's such a fucking good one. I've never heard the Banana Terracotta Pie song in its entirety. I just know it by reputation at this point. I am not telling you which song. No! I need to go find Banana Terracotta Pie. Am I gonna have... Am I gonna have to listen to their entire discography just to fucking find Banana Terracotta Pie? No! I was gonna do that anyways. But yeah, just like so many System of a Down memes that I have been getting lately, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, shout outs System of a Down, great band. I've very much enjoyed the first two albums so far. Alright, what else do we have music tangent-wise? I know there was a few more of them. Another album opener. I haven't listened a ton. I haven't re-listened to a ton of the second half of With Teeth Left yet. Fuck. God, I can't speak English right now. But I will say that All the Love in the World has quickly cemented itself as one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails songs. I really dig that one. Oh, and I was paying closer attention to the Collector as well CD, and you're right, that song is super fascinating. I don't listen to them, but I know the thing about them is I'm the Mayo Boy O in the 1987 Amnesty International is a report detailing... That's just average System of a Down fucking shit! That's just average System of a Down shenanigans right there. That was so bad. I'm fumbling some of these runs so fucking bad right now. Just because I'm too busy talking about System of a Down. But we have gotten 3 runs into the mirror sections. That's good. I'm just too funny, absolutely. Just too good at telling jokes. I simply cannot laugh and then die. Shit! My brain was just like, just keep going up it. Just keep going up diagonal, down diagonal. It'll work perfectly. And then I forgot that actually stops at some point. But yeah, anyways, System of a Down, 9 Inch Nails. Yeah, All the Love in the World, great song. Collector, great song. Bite the Hand That Feeds is just, that is just a classically good 9 Inch Nails song right there. And then I do need to revisit the second half of that album a little bit more. Oh, in news of Ants from Up There, Bread Song finally clicked with me. Not that I didn't like it before, but I finally paid attention to lyrics, and I like that song a lot now. I don't know why I just really dig the whole, like, eating toast in bed metaphor. Haha, bread, yeah. I should have liked that song from the beginning, let's be honest, as the Loaf Arcturus. I should have liked that song right from the start. But no, I really dig the whole, like, eating toast and bread thing. Eating toast and bread in bed thing. Place is not for any man or particles of bread. Oh! I should have led with this one, CD. I listened all the way through to, Sound of Silver, by LCD Sound System as well. Because I got that second song I got that second song off of that album, recommended to me by Spotify, and I really liked that one as well, so I said, fuck it, why not? And listened to the entire rest of the album. I gotta be honest, I did very much like it, but it was a bit different than I was expecting it to be. Like, I feel like the two songs that I very much connected with at first are somewhat outliers on the album. Like, I feel like the rest of the album doesn't sound a ton like those two songs. And that isn't, that isn't a bad thing. Because I liked the rest of it too. It's just, for whatever reason, those two songs were very different than the rest of the album. Yeah, it's like dance music, bro. I kind of figured that out. I figured that out. Like song 2. I was like, this is strange. Why does it sound like this? But it is super strange to me that, like, those two songs are... Son of a bitch! I should not have died there. But it's so strange to me that those two songs sound the way that they do, given what the rest of the album sounds like. Don't fuck this up this time. Yeah, I didn't read that in time. If I had read it in time, maybe it would have worked. Damn indeed. Someone Great. Yeah. Someone Great was the other one I was gonna bring up. Though I did actually like... It took a little bit for it to click with me, but I did actually like the opening track, Sound of Silver, a lot as well. So yeah, listen to that one. Oh, title track, sorry. Fucking title track. Yuri fans are eating this season. Oh, what do we got Yuri-wise this season? Nope. Nope, it's down here. The next step is down here. So if you fuck that up, you do have to redo that room, I guess. Come on. Next time we play P3R, I'll try to... Oh, Get Innocuous was a good song. That is the opener, isn't it? Shit. Oh my god, that worked. I was so worried I was too low down. I was so paranoid. I thought that wasn't gonna work. I'll have to re-listen to Get Innocuous in preparation for that. No! I hate that death so much. I've done that like 2 or 3 times this stream, and it hurts more every time. It's one of those things where I feel like it happens once, and then you psych yourself up. Like, oh my god, I gotta thread the needle, I gotta shoot the gap! And then it becomes harder because you're paying more attention to it. Well, I don't know what that... In the room with the corridor of spikes, you can... Yes, I'm aware. I've heard about that. It would normally let you skip 4 or 5 rooms, but it actually requires one other thing for it to work, I think. Unless... Can you do that with a single key? Maybe you can do that with a single key. No, because you need a key to get there in the first place, right? I feel like you need a key to get there in the first place. Could be that key, though. Let me think. If we use this key... no, this is just the same way. I've already done it. I know how to. It's just, I don't think it actually... I think you have to use a second strategy for you to actually get... I think I worked it out a while back, and I think you needed to also make it up that, like, vertical shaft of spikes to actually get anything out of that golden bear, or out of that skip. Okay, I guess we go again. Like, what do you do here again? It's I'm not gonna do that right now. I'd have to actually remember it. Around 85 out of 100. Funny enough, even though that was my 2 favorites, 2 of my favorites in the band, it's not actually my favorite album of theirs. It's the following album, This Is Happening. Okay. Perhaps I will... That time I went so early. That's actually so bad. Well, that was weird. Anyways. Yeah, I'll probably have to give This Is Happening a listen at some point then as well. But yeah, Sound of Silver, pretty good. As I've said, there are a few songs on that album that stick out to me as being like really, really great. And then the rest of it I found to be pleasant, if not what I was expecting. I should go. Alright, well, I do appreciate you sticking around the top hat, lady, and I hope to see you again sometime. But if you gotta go, you gotta go. I totally understand. See you around. Catch another stream. Alright, well, I hope to see you around if you decide to. Most of the time I'll probably be streaming Celeste on Thursdays going forward, if that helps. I do also play Persona 3 Reload, but that is Sunday stream. Okay, once again, I have to redo this room. Not me having to recover this room every time. It's not even a recovery anymore, it's just what I actually do to get through that room. I was just saying. Oh, no. I actually really like Sound of Silver, so I would be interesting to see what, where the album is 9 tracks, but it's 65 minutes. Peak. Peak. Alright, here, let me go check on what Ace was saying about Yuri. Alright, Watanabe is the absolute standout, but PSG Season 2... What the fuck was PSG? That acronym sounds familiar. PSG? Ah, yes. I do love the first season of Pantheon Stalking with Garderbelt. Bad Girl's a well-done fail girl comedy. City, the animation has some moments. See You Tomorrow at the Food Court is a good Yuri bait friendship. Three lesbian relationships in Necronomico. Amazing. Call of the Night Season 2, that makes sense. I say that, like, I literally only say that premised on, like, what little I know about Call of the Night. I should mention that because I have not seen Season 1. But what little I know about that show, that does seem to check out for. Oh, and then while I'm at it, while I'm on music tangents, CD, you will not probably find this one very interesting, but I would be remiss to not at least mention it. Is that I listened to the new Sabrina Carpenter album, which came out last, whatever that was, Thursday, Friday. Dude, no way, I love that song. Me when I didn't even mention a song. What's that song? What's the song name again? It's a fucking album. And you're not gonna get me with this joke in Sabrina Carpenter a second time. I know you don't like Sabrina Carpenter. If you're talking about the lead single, it's called Manchild. No, I've actually changed. I don't know why, CD, but I very much do not believe you when you say that. Speaking of which, Nuki Tashi has a canonical... Yeah, no, I know about Nuki Tashi. Fucking Nuki Tashi. Yeah, you know the story with Nuki Tashi and me? Here's the deal, right? I saw the visual novel. I just happened to see the original visual novel on Steam one day. It's like, wonder what this is about. And so I was digging into it further, looking into the Steam reviews, and I discovered that the uncensored patch of that game is 5 gigabytes, as opposed to the base game file size of 500 megabytes. So, like, the entire game, the censored version of that game is only 1/10 the file size. of the entire game. And morbid curiosity got the better of me when I learned that. And so I started playing the visual novel. Like, I own the visual novel. And that shit was a wild ride. I did not finish it. It was almost, like, as whack as it is, it's almost worth playing just for the sheer absurdity of it all. Why is it so weirdly political? I could not tell you. I could not tell you. Just like LCD Sound System song I Can... You know, CD, it's starting to feel like maybe you do want me to listen to This Is Happening. So it's starting to feel like maybe you do want me to listen to that album. Anyways, yeah, that was my experience with Nukitashi. Got into it, like... got into it unwittingly. Was way out of my depth with how whack that game is. But honestly, kind of enjoyed the experience for just how fucking ridiculous it is. Anyways, Sabrina Carpenter's new album. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I'm not sure if I liked it more than Short and Sweet. No, I don't. I'm assuming fuck don't listen to me, but but I didn't say that. Love it. Wow, I'm losing it. I'm actually losing all of my skills. Anyways, Sabrina Carpenter, where was I with that? I actually think the stretch in the middle of that album is probably my favorite. So it's the songs running from We Almost Broke Up Again through Go-Go Juice. So yeah, it's like 5 songs right in the middle that I really, really enjoy. Manchild is pretty good as a single. I like that one quite a bit. And the last 2 songs as well are quite good. House Tour I like a lot because I like the sort of like dichotomy of a song that is so like unfathomably clearly just one giant multifaceted innuendo, but at the same time the lyrics like directly insist in a meta sense that it's not. I do quite enjoy that dynamic in the lyrics of that song, and it's a fun one as well. Some of the jokes in Goodbye, the final track, also really, really hit. I do love Arrivederci, au revoir, excuse my French, but fuck you, ta-ta. That's gotta be some of the peakest lyrics of 2025. I do quite like that. And then yeah, but I think the bulk of the album that I really, really love is in that middle section, which includes We Almost Broke Up Again, into Nobody's Son, into Never Getting Laid, into When Did You Get Hot, and then Go-Go Juice is fun. Go-Go Juice has this like really fun like halftime drunken stupor breakdown at the end that eventually builds into like an accelerando that brings the chorus back. That's a super fucking fun song right there. And then what else is fun? Yeah, like I think it's when Never Getting Laid has this like really like interesting loungy feel to it that I quite liked. Some of the songs don't have like as ton interesting technical going on. I just think they're fun tracks, or they're cleverly written and witty. But on the whole, I'd say I thought it was quite a good experience. Right now, I'm leaning towards I like it more than the base version of Short and Sweet, but less than the deluxe. Again? Less than the deluxe version of Short. I even have the spacing right. I'm just overcorrecting on moving my hand to the top button. I'm overshooting a little bit. Actually, now that I think about it, on that movement, I can get my finger in position like a half a second earlier than I need to. Then I don't have to do it. I don't have to like move my hand into the right position and do the dash at the same time. I can move my hand into the right position first because we'll be in a bubble. Maybe I should try that next time I get to there. If you like that kind of innuendo writing, you should listen to Vending Machine of Love by the Stupendium. Let me add that to my list here in just a sec, Ace. Because I'm actually very curious now. Because I do, in fact, like that kind of innuendo writing. But yeah, no. New Sabrina Carpenter, quite good. I would probably not recommend it to you, CD. I don't think you'll get much out of it. I believe we've been down this road before. But yeah, no, I quite enjoyed it, and I've been listening to it a lot lately. Oh, one last thing that I want to say about the Sabrina Carpenter album. This is something that I actually might prefer a little bit over Short and Sweet. I just kind of like the general vibe of this one a lot, because it's this sort of like worn down, exhaustion fueled, like reckless abandon that sort of persists throughout the album, which I just kind of I kind of fuck with that like sort of general vibe. That's sort of like it has real fuck it we ball energy, to put it succinctly. It has a real fuck it we ball energy. To put it in as few words as possible. But yeah, like the vibes. Maybe as an entire experience, a little less than Short and Sweet Deluxe, but and I do have to add the qualification of Short and Sweet Deluxe. I have been over this before when it comes to Short and Sweet, but I definitely most of my favorite tracks from Short and Sweet are off of the deluxe version, and I also think that the tracks that they added to the deluxe edition were so good that they end up recharacterizing some of the tracks that I was less fond of on the base album and making them more interesting to me. Or yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Like, some of those tracks I think on the deluxe edition are so engaging and have such interesting stuff. They do a great, I said it better the first time. They do a great job of recharacterizing some of the themes and lyrics of the some of the base album's tracks in a way that makes them a lot more interesting to me. What? Like how the epilogue of The Handmaid's Tale recontextualizes the rest of the book? Maybe. I have not yet read Handmaid's Tale, so I actually kind of, now that you say that, that actually sounds like a super interesting dynamic. I might want to pick that up. Hold up, that actually sounds super cool. I might need to get on that one. Yeah, still not super consistent, but in terms of like absolute frequency, we are definitely making it to the mirror section more often this stream than we have any of the previous ones. I feel like I'm like not locked in enough or taking anything seriously enough right now to actually perform well when I get there, but I do think we are getting there more than usual. Which is good, honestly, because I was starting to get rather frustrated with how inconsistent I was feeling on this first part. And to be fair, I do actually still feel pretty inconsistent on this part of the level, but it's definitely not as bad as it has been in previous streams. I definitely did not feel like I was going that way. As far as books read in class, it's one of the best. I'd put it near TKA. What is TKAM? I actually don't. I'm not sure I know what that acronym stands for. Or 12 Angry Men, which is another one I haven't... Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird. I've heard I should read that one. I seem to have read different class books than everyone else. And I liked a lot of the ones that I read. Like, The Things They Carried, that was a really good book. What was another one? I chose to read 1984 for a class project one time, and I really liked that one a lot. But again, that was more like a personally motivated thing, because I wanted to see what all the hype was about. And then what was the other? Oh, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I liked that one a lot as well. Literally 1984. Exactly. Exactly. Ooh, Kite Runner was a really good one too. I remember reading that in AP Lit. I liked AP Lit a lot more than AP Lang, to be completely transparent. Because AP Lang was a lot more about, like, the form of language. And AP Lit felt like a lot more like, how can you use language effectively? Specifically in storytelling, of course, because it was a literature class. Oh yeah, hold up, Frankenstein was good too. And most of those older classics, they alright. They're alright. God damn it, I knew that was gonna happen. That's another room that at this point, I'm like, I feel like I'm paying too much attention to the timing. And because I'm paying too much of the attention to the timing, I'm messing it up more than I should. Gatsby and Scarlet Letter can piss off. I have not read those ones, so I wouldn't know. Uh-oh, y'all, it's the 2-hour mark. Though, to be fair, I've been kind of scattershot for the last half hour anyways. Before I forget, were there any other music tangents I wanted to get to? Oh, here's just a quick one. This is just like a general song recommendation from me. This is actually from an album I listened to, like multiple album weeks ago. But I didn't talk a ton about the album back when I listened to it, mostly because I thought it was like, it took a little while for me to like click with the vibe of the album, and so I didn't have much to say about it to begin with. But the album's called Tunnel Vision by Beach Bunny. They have their biggest song is Prom Queen, which is a pretty big TikTok and like meme audio kind of thing. So Magdalena Bay, no. But CD, this is the album that I found by searching up Tunnel Vision by Magdalena Bay. That is how I found this album. But yeah, Tunnel Vision by Beach Bunny is the album. The song specifically I want to recommend, I think there's a few songs on the first half of the album that I vibe with, but I think most of the best material on the album is in the latter half. And I think probably my favorite song on the album overall is one called I think it's Just Around the Corner. Which it just has some really interesting technical, on top of I think being very well and cleverly written. It's got some very interesting technical things that they're doing. It's even got a key change. You gotta give some credit to the key change. It's actually a really cool key change though. Like it's pitched up in such a way that it gives this sort of like it like the key change gives this like sense of anxiety to the final stretch of the song that I think that the key change is leveraged in a very interesting way, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, I was listening to that song just a little bit earlier, and I actually meant to bring that song up on stream a long time ago. Because this is also one that Whiskers really liked. Both Whiskers and I liked this one a lot. Let me make sure it's yeah, Just Around the Corner is the one I'm talking about. I like Big Pink Bubble a lot on this album. Yeah, and then like the second half, Pixie Cut into Cycles is really good. Pixie Cut to Cycles is really good. Specifically, Vertigo Violence, Just Around the Corner. I like those ones a lot. Or is it Vertigo Just Around the Corner, Cycles? Okay, my three favorites are Big Pink Bubble, Vertigo, and Just Around the Corner. I'll be honest, over the past several months, I've been pretty trepidatious about recommending individual songs to you. Okay. With you and me, I feel like the ratio of you listening to my music to me listening to your music has been like 4-1. And that is okay, CD. I don't mind that at all. I'm well aware because I toss out a lot of song recommendations. Mostly, and it's mostly just because I'm excited to like share stuff that I've been listening to. And I do give those song recommendations out with the genuine hope that someone will listen to them. But I do not particularly mind the fact that I listen to more of your recommendations than you listen to mine, because part of it is just I want to just listen to more music. Which is dope, and yeah, no, go for it, CD. I do not care at all. Of course, when I give you those recommendations, I do hope you'll get around to them eventually, but no worries if you don't, and no worries if it takes a while. And in the meantime, I'm perfectly fine listening to whatever song recommendations you might have. Fuck. Sitting in the Vocaloid corner, pop off A's. I'm sure it'll be my most played for the year. Okay. Oh my god, we're gonna get a Jukebox the Ghost album this year, aren't we? God, that's excited. It's number 4, just behind the place where he inserted the blade. What are 1 and 2 again, CD? If you wouldn't remind me. I mean, I know what 1 is. What's 2, I guess? Remind me what 2 is. Welcome to Hell, that's right. That is a dope song. God, that room is killing me. Oh, actually, I have a, it will be a very long time before anyone sees it, but I have a stream title planned for, I think it'll be 7B Golden, that is from that album, from Hellfire. It is not Welcome to Hell itself. It's a different song on the album, but I have a stream title planned that is a reference to one of the songs on that album. The song is called Rumble by Pale Dusk. Alright, I need to put these in. I need to record these down. Haha! The fact that you got that exactly, CD? Yes, that is exactly the title. Like, word for word. That is a quantum brain cell moment if I've ever seen one. Holy shit. Yeah, no, that is literally exactly the title. I mean, I don't feel like it's that big of a logical leap, but still, the fact that you got that so quickly... But yeah, I was gonna have that be the, first 7A Golden, stream title. Or 7B Golden, sorry, stream title. The climb is about to begin. I thought that'd be fitting. What? The key didn't activate? But, okay, I think you need to hear... the, like, that, like, first click. Nice. Yeah, for sure. Actually, this isn't a video game, CD, but have we ever talked about Duvet by Boa? That's it's basically just an English rock song that's very, very good on its own, but it was used, the way I discovered it is because it's used as the opening theme for an anime called Serial Experiments Lane, and god does it fit well as the opening for that anime. Like, it's genuinely so good. By the way, shout out to Serial Experiments Lane. What the fuck? Anyways, shout out Serial Experiments Lane. That is a very, very good anime that I would highly recommend. It is very... I guess I need to be, like, put a couple asterisks over recommending Serial Experiments Lane as a whole, because it's very much a... you will be confused as fuck while watching this show kind of thing, and you will need, like... if you want to, like, actually understand what the show is trying to drive at, I feel like it takes multiple close watches. The song was actually used in the final battle of the main route of Last Defense Academy. How does this game keep coming up? You'll be confused and then traumatized from what I... That's a good way to put it, yeah. It is just... But then, yeah, no, it is a fucking phenomenal show. And what it has to say, I think, is still incredibly relevant, in spite of the fact that the show was made basically before the digital age. So what it has to say about, like, parasocial relationships and life in a digital space is still just, like, incredibly relevant, in spite of the fact that it was pretty much made, like, before the internet really took off. I think it was made back in the late 90s. So the internet, I believe, existed back then, but it wasn't in as widespread of a use. And so the fact that they were able to look at that trajectory and come up with something so thought-provoking and relevant for this long, I think is super impressive. Anyways, Serial Experiments Lane, very good show. It's very, like, it's very, it's a bit, how do I put this? It is definitely a bit hard to get into, I think. Or maybe it won't be hard to get into per se, but you need to go into it with the right expectations, I think. Like, don't expect to have any of your questions explicitly answered. Hi, brain. Yeah, this is not a turn your brain off kind of thing. It is a bit dense. It is hard to pull apart. It is just, yeah, it requires, it sort of demands attention, I think. But yeah, shout out Serial Experiments Lane. Why? Okay. Like Odd Taxi! I've heard so much good thing about Odd Taxi. I need to watch that show. But the song by itself is amazing. I think you'd really like it. Okay, I'll give it a listen. I'm gonna write these down real quick, actually. I decided to change my Steam username to Freaky Evil Labubu Sorcerer, so that whenever I join servers or kill people in game. You know what, Azeweeb? Pop the fuck off. Pop the fuck up. Here we go. So, what was that album that Ace recommended to me? Oh my god, are you serious? Why does chat keep doing this? Fuck. Okay, chat literally won't fucking close chat, open chat. Will chat work? Chat finally works. Alright, where's that? Vending a machine of love. There we go. And then we have CD's song, which is Pale Dusk. Sweet, I've got those written down. And I'm starting to feel myself getting a little bit frustrated, so I'm gonna do the Wordle real quick, and then we'll get back to doing a few more attempts. So if you, yeah, I kind of gathered that it was a Japanese rock band. So I'm gonna do the Wordle real quick. If anyone hasn't done today's Wordle, for me it is the 11th of September. So if anybody hasn't done today's Wordle, you can mute or whatever, but we're pretty late in the day at this point, so I feel like most people won't have. How about, I'm gonna start with Wrath. Ooh, that actually got me a lot. Shard, maybe? Okay, that puts the H in the right place. So maybe we go like it could be a RHA one, but those are kind of uncommon. So what if we did like we've done TH, what could precede H? Technically P if we did a F sound. I guess it could also be a vowel. Any other consonants? G can do that. B can do that. A lot of these can kind of do that. What if we did a blank H-A-I-R or something like that? Could that be something? Let's try like a P-H-A-R. Okay. That didn't. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so fucking dumb. I put the R in the same spot. That's totally on me. I did rule out 2 letters with that one, but I did not notice that I was putting the R in the same spot. That's a blunder. H? I don't feel... Okay. MH and NH, BH, A, XR. I feel like it would be something... We know HA. I feel like R might be the last letter. Because I can't think of anything good that starts with RHA. Oh, we could do a cha. I don't know why I didn't think of... I mean, a chair is literally an option. Alright, fuck it. Oh, it was chair. Aight, cool. I don't know why I didn't see CH sooner. I knew there were 3... I knew there were 3... letter cluster openings that were blank H. I don't know why I couldn't think of the other one. I was so mad at this one. Totally fair. I should have gotten that a lot sooner. In fact, I feel like I should have gotten that on number 3, but for whatever reason, the CH start did not occur to me at all. Four's not too bad, though, in the grand scheme of things. Alright, we are looking at about 10:30 my time. Haha, my time. And so I'll probably keep going for like 15-20 more minutes with attempts. I'm definitely... I was a lot more locked in the earlier parts of the stream, but I am still happy with how much progress has been made this time. Like, sure, no distance PB, but we have gotten, like... a lot more runs we're getting into late game or late level. Basically just getting past these first 2. I'm gonna head out. Good night. Alright, see you around, Ace. That was stupid of me. But yeah, enjoy whatever remains of your evening. And yeah, I will see you around some other time. You know, CD, what I was thinking, and I'm not gonna do tonight or anything like that, but some other stream where I need like a brain break at some point, it might be fun to try and construct the same kind of like top songs of the decade playlist that you have going right now. Just sort of like similar or same format to what you have set up. I think that might be just a fun thing to do at some point. Real brain break time. Aww. Not me failing this room for the 20 bajillionth time. Have you seen my Discord bio? Ooh, I should go check that in just a sec. I was very late on that one. It did still work. Could I get the golden berry if I actually tried to lock in? I wonder. I'm not in a very locked-in mood. Brought back a Celeste. Oh my god. Me when I forget to do some of the rooms. Mention it, updated every Sunday. I did not notice. I should check back on that. I'm going to keep the Porter Robinson quote in my bio until I release the next big main channel episode. And then I have something in mind to change it to. I do really love that Porter Robinson quote, but I do want to change it up a little bit more. Speaking of Porter Robinson, whatever, man, knock yourself out. Do 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 do. I'll always be your biggest cheerleader, though. Me failing that dash up into that is so... I would have gotten, I think, probably like 5 to 10 additional runs into the mirror section if I hadn't made that mistake at all this stream. One could even say, hey, have you heard Russian roulette, by the way, CD? Shelter yourself from my bad wordplay. I have, I'm pretty sure. It's the one that ends with like a sort of like Stephen Hawking voice meta narration. And I fucking love that meta narration. Honestly, Russian Roulette has grown to be one of my favorite songs off of Smile. I absolutely adore the arc that song undergoes. Oh yes, I did bring up Porter Robinson for a reason. And that is to say, I have at this point determined that Nurture is, I think, going to be my 5th favorite album of the decade so far. It was between that and MGMT, and it really pains me to leave MGMT out of the top 5. It really does. Because oh, what the fuck? Because I really love Loss of Love. I love that album. I adore that album. But I think as an entire experience, Nurture is just a bit more like of a personally effective album. So shoutouts Nurture by Porter Robinson. Well, that was bad. Check my Discord bio. Alright, hold on. We'll give this a quick pause. Okay, I understand why you told me to check that now. 'tis but a classic. Okay. It worked. I just didn't get the wall jump on the right wall that I thought I would. Let me go mark off tripping on air real quick. Oh, I haven't marked off musical tangents or quantum brain cell yet. On air. We've had a few good saves, I think. I'll go ahead and mark it off, even though I'm not sure I deserve it. But we do have some. We have had some good. It's like the principle of it, I guess. And I don't want aggressively political shit on display on my profile. Alright, alright. I can see the logic there. Yeah, no, just your profile will just be your your profile. Oh no! No! I thought we weren't gonna do that today. No, your entire bio should just be "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me" over and over and over again. No, yeah, that should be your about me. It's just "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," and it's just like copy and pasted like 20 times. Come on, we can still turn this around. This run can still be great. We don't have to let it get marred by a single mistake. No matter how bad that mistake was. Or how goofy that mistake was, rather. Obviously, like... You know, CD, I feel like for a band called Rage Against the Machine, that does kind of make sense. Oop. I almost fucked that up really badly. We brought it back, but I almost fucked that up, like, horrendously. Hell yeah! Finally! Alright. Cool. Ah, fuck. Okay, hold on. I think we can... Yeah, we're still good. Not quite the perfect completion of that rune, but it's alright in the end. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck. I just realized I have to do that, that bum ass whatchamacallit. Oh, I didn't even get there. I felt myself not going far enough right there. I knew that was gonna be a problem. It's okay. That was a good run though. Finally. Like, I try and find something vague and meaningful without obviously being a US call-out, and all I get is the present curriculum. I put my fist in them, Eurocentric, every last one of them. Yeah. No, there's not. There's not. They are cloaking nothing behind metaphor. Rage Against the Machine doesn't know what a metaphor is. They have no idea. They're just gonna say exactly what they mean. Okay, cool. I was worried that I wouldn't actually get that key there. Fuck. Let's start with Green Album. It definitely exists, like can confirm. There's very much music on this album. Yeah, I will admit, I don't return to Green very much, outside of, like, individual tracks. Mostly Island in the Sun, and then, like, Hashpipe's pretty good, too. Truly is an album. Yeah, it is like extremely short. It is a very short album. Like that was the original short and sweet album. They kept it Wheezy 75 out of 100. That's fair. I think that's fair. It's got some good bops on it, and I don't think it's an unpleasant listen, but there's just not a ton on it that I like go back to on a regular basis. Animals kind of slapped. Alright, alright. Yeah, every song on that one is long. I will agree with that. Like, it's kind of hard to, like, process incrementally. Fuck that room. I feel like I need to go back and listen to Animals a bit more myself, because I do remember quite liking it. But again, as you said, like it is a bit difficult to digest just because its pieces are really large individually. It's hard to compartmentalize, I suppose. Shoutouts Money. Money is great. $85 to $88? Yeah, alright, fair enough. Compared to like the fan favorite, I guess, Dark Side of the Moon. Do you think you liked it more or less than that one? I'm curious. Dark Side of the Moon is a 90 out of 100. Okay, yeah. I see. I think that's a fair rating. Ooh, that one was a little close at the end there. Oh, I almost lost track of what I was doing there. Like, for some reason, I thought my task was done, and I almost, like, completely messed that up. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh god. Oh no! I thought I could save that for a second. Oh, that hurt. I don't know. I really don't know what happened there. Like, there were so many... Like, it got off to a really poor start. And there were so many opportunities where it felt like I was almost about to save it, but it just never fully materialized. Like, I kept just being slightly off from where I needed to be to get those dash refreshes. You know what? Alright, given that I'm actually playing okay right now, just in case, I'll keep the stream going until 11. So just 8 more minutes of fun. I said I was playing okay, and then I start doing shit like that again. But, yeah, no. We'll keep this going, because there's a chance, I think, that I can get a run far enough to maybe at least distance BB. Though, again, I will say, in terms of number of times I've made it to the mirror section, this stream definitely takes the cake. Ooh, that felt like it might not work. We got it, but it felt like it might not. Not me trying to figure out how to save this. Is it worth trying to save this shit? No, it was not worth trying to save that. I kept trying. I was like, maybe... I'm sure there's a way to do that once you get into that position, but I just, like, in the moment, I could not figure it out. You missed Adam Sandler, like, serious? Oh no! No! Oh, rats. Uh-oh, we're starting to mess up that room again. That's not a good sign. Shooting hoops in our gymnasium. Are you joking? Adam Sandler will just do whatever, I swear. I wish I was joking. 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 Half of love is joking. Half of love is still love. Fucking... Okay. Third time's the charm. Dash is right into spikes. Saveable. It is! I just kept messing it up! Hello, Double Crows. Welcome in. And I think you just, given that we just hit a follower goal, I would assume you followed, but the follower notifications don't work the way I want them to right now, and I haven't had a chance to figure out why. Why do I suck? Okay. Unfortunately, you caught me, like, literally right at the end of my stream. Like, I'm literally gonna be doing attempts for another, like, 3 minutes. Can I dash in the right direction? I promise I'm good at this game. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. The fatigue is getting to me and my dash directions are going out the window. Is this the part where you actually do become schizophrenic? Yes, exactly. The key didn't activate. Why? I think that's gonna have to be it for tonight. I think that's gonna have to be it for tonight. That's, I think that's telling. I think that's telling. Alright. I wasn't expecting too much out of tonight, and to be honest, I'm actually kind of happy with the progress that was made at the, like, the first half of this level. That unfortunately didn't really feel like it carried over into the second half. Like, I got to the second half of the level fairly often, but I didn't feel like I was getting super deep into it super often. But we've got now, like, we've worked out the first half and the second half independently of each other. Now we just got to get them together. We just got to bring them together at this point, and hopefully that won't take too much longer. With that in mind, let me run through tentative scheduling stuff. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I am just like, there is only so much I can do to stream right now. I'm in a very, very busy semester, and I'm like, there are quite a few pulls on my very limited free time right now. The other two being Silk Song and the other thing. Why am I struggling? The new main channel episode, which will come out when it comes out at this point, to be honest. So, yeah. However, I will go ahead and give you all a tentative stream schedule with the sort of caveat that some or most of these streams will end up having to be dropped. The next time you might hear from me is Sunday for Persona 3 stream. I would love to do that since we skipped last week, but we'll see how things go. After that, next Tuesday is probably going to be another D&D stream. I think that should be manageable. And next Thursday, week from today, hopefully I'll be able to stream Celeste again. Hopefully all those three can happen, but I can't say for sure, especially just given how my schedule is right now. Honestly, if I get to this time next week and I still haven't had a chance to play much more Silk Song, might take the night off to play Silk Song. Just know that that's a possibility. I might take streams off to play Silk Song because I really do just have that little free time at the moment. So it's an unfortunate situation. Hopefully it's not a permanent one. With that said, I just want to thank everyone who showed up this evening. We had CD, we had Double Crows, we had Azeweeb, we had Spurk, we had Ace, we had Amy, we had Top Hat Lady, and I think that was it, right? We had very early on Spurk. Fake. We had Fake as well. That was the last one. Okay. Thank you all so much. I do quite appreciate y'all coming out for the stream tonight. And I will see you all next time. Ciao!